still moving through the train cars in our nation's capital. Here is where Torah pushes us. The point of remembering the wilderness is not despair. The Torah does not list the journeys in order to say nothing can change. It lists them exactly because change is possible. But only if memory becomes responsibility. The Israelites are not the same people at the end of Numbers they were at the beginning. They have been shaped by this journey. They have buried a generation. They have made mistakes. They have received Torah. They have learned slowly, painfully, that freedom is not just leaving Egypt. It's learning how not to recreate Egypt where you go next. So that's the question for us. What does it mean to love a country enough to tell the truth about it? What does it mean to celebrate America not with denial, but with moral seriousness? What does it mean to say that patriotism is not the same as nostalgia, and love of country is not the same as pretending that everything is fine? We as Jews know something about dangerous symbols, and we know something about mobs. We know something about what happens when hatred dresses itself up in national pride. We also know that bigotry rarely announces itself as evil. It usually announces itself as purity, tradition, restoration, greatness. But we also know that silence here is not neutral. Our tradition commands us, don't stand idly by the blood of your neighbor. It commands us to love the stranger because we know the heart of the stranger. Again and again, the Torah tells us that memory is supposed to make us more compassionate, more courageous, more awake. So we remember Egypt, not so that we can remain victims forever. We remember Egypt so that we do not become Pharaoh. We remember the wilderness so that we can build something far better than fear. And that's why this image matters this Shabbat. Because in this train car, we see two visions of America. One vision that says this country belongs to us and everyone should be afraid. But another vision is quieter. It is the simple, sacred fact of this woman's presence, her right to sit there, her right to exist there, her right to move through this world without intimidation, her right to belong. That too is America, not the masked men surrounding her. Her. The person who refuses, even by simply being present, to disappear. And perhaps our task is to make sure that she is not alone. That is what I believe this moment requires of us now. To make sure that no one in our country, no one in our city, no one in our synagogue, no one on the train, no one in the classroom, walking down the street is left alone when hatred tries to surround them. Ma'atot Ma'aseh says, before you enter the land, remember the journey. So this past weekend, as fireworks went off, as flags waved, as speeches were given about freedom, we can celebrate, but we cannot celebrate with amnesia. We have to remember the whole journey. The beauty and the brutality, the promise and the betrayal, the dream and the wilderness still unfinished. And then we must ask ourselves, what kind of country are we helping to build? What kind of community are we helping to become? And what kind of people will we be when someone else is surrounded? The Israelites stand at the edge of the promised land, but they are not allowed to enter without remembering where they have been. And neither are we. May we have the courage to remember truthfully, and may we have the wisdom to honor and to love this country honestly. May we have the moral clarity to reject hatred in all its forms. May we help build a promised land where every person can sit, travel, worship, live, and breathe without fear. Shabbat Shalom. At this point in our service, we call to mind all of those who are in need of healing, and our community is praying for a number of people at this time. Barbara Bergman, Bal Brobler, Charlene Brobler, Susan Brobler, Leslie Brown, Alan Carson, Christina DeSuvic, Maggie Ingebretson, Barbara Esmond, Joel Esmond, Bill Fisherman, Sue Gupta, Nancy Halevi, Linda Rose Herman, Marcus Hyman, Judith Hyman, Mark Justin, Marcia Katz, Aidan Kozlovich, Lee Kurth, Mel Lang, Stuart Livy, Nancy Lipset, Rebecca Magana, James Maymary, Gordon Matsuoka, Claudia Mendoza, Leo Mendoza, Arjuan Meredith, Mitzi Mild, Nina Morgan, Stuart Novick, Paula Perry, Martha Randolph, Jennifer Reed, Bonnie Richmond, Patricia Sarles, Arlene Siegel, Chaya Simcha, Jeffrey Snyder, Noah Tobinkin, Mike Traff, Keith Turo, Butch Ogren, Gerald Dumeta, Sylvia Voynell, Harriet Weissman, Robert Wolf, Cheryl Wolf, Ruth Yalthabetz, and Kathy Zane. If there is someone or someone's for whom you are praying this evening, I will invite you to please share their names with us now. Yes. I'll add to that list my Aunt Cindy Cheryl. We'll join together in the words of Misha Barak, which can be found on page 371 or page 253.
Misha Barak Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Kor HaBracha Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Sending a refuah shlema, complete healing to all of those names we mentioned here, all of those names we hold in our hearts. Amen. It is my pleasure to invite up Josh Wish with some announcements for us.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. How you doing? Good to see everyone. Yeah. So I don't know why that came out like I was about to, do some easy listening ballads or something, but I recognize that it kind of did, and for that I apologize. Anyway, sorry, as I'm kind of just tap dancing up here so I can give my reading glasses a chance to catch on. All right, so first of all, some announcements. No Torah study tomorrow. Instead, of course, as we've kind of given away the game, everyone here is invited to join us in the sanctuary to hear our hardworking Bar Mitzvah candidate, Elijah Margolin, chant Torah. Woo! I know everyone is looking forward to that. And of course, our other July Bar Mitzvah will be on Saturday, July 25th, I know she's in there somewhere. Can I see a raised hand at least from the mom somewhere? Naomi Zeisman will be called to Torah. Both are at 10:30 a.m. and doors open at 10 a.m. We have coming up on Thursday, July 16th, you'll see a little bit of a theme here around food. I know surprising for a bunch of Jews, but bear with me. Cooking class with Maura Rachel, sweet as honey apple crisp. Thursday, July 16th from 10:30 to 11:30. $5 for members, $18 for non-members, and you can register online using the flyer on our webpage. I'm going to take things a little bit out of chronological order and go with thematic ordering, which is then on July 28th at 10:30 a.m. I'm going to interrupt and let Jess tell me whatever she wants to tell me. The one I just talked about. All right, we got a different theme going here. This is how we go. We roll with it. So that class I just mentioned, the cooking class, that one's canceled. Because things are busy, things are going on. I'll go ahead with my new theme, which is canceled classes. So that class is canceled. We also have a Jewish humor in the Torah class, which is postponed. And then we've got an everyday holiness for temple members. That one's also postponed. That's the end of that theme for now. So now we're going to try to go with things that are still going as scheduled. All right, here we go. Okay, is everybody still with me? All right, can I get an amen? Thank you. All right, so although the cooking may be canceled, the eating continues. So, unless Jess tells me otherwise, then on July 28th at 10:30 a.m., we have our first meeting of the Cookbook Club. The title is a little deceptive because you are not cooking. In fact, I'm told here in my notes, this is an eating club. There will be no cooking. So come to show off your favorite recipes. The theme for the first meetup is casseroles and cakes. So that one is coming up. Then also in the non-postponed and canceled category, meaning this is actually happening, is Wandering with Wonder, a Jewish traveler's journey through Bhutan, land of the Thunder Dragon with Jackie Lau. So thank you very much, Jackie. That will be Monday, July 20th at 6:30 p.m. Doors open at 6. You can register online using the flyer on our webpage. And then a few last things. As always, we are still collecting food for the food bank. You can bring non-perishable items. But also, as always, as my dear friend Amy Miller from the food bank would remind me, if you are able to dig into your pockets a little bit and provide cash, that goes much further. The food bank is able to use economies of scale, and for about $10, they're able to provide 21 meals. So if, as you're celebrating the oneg tonight and feeling your stomach blissfully fill up and realize not everybody is so fortunate, please see if you can go online and donate to the Hawaii Food Bank as well. And then when you are done enjoying the oneg tonight, especially with a wonderfully beautiful large crowd like this, please take a look around you, and when you're done, see if you can pick up after yourself, see if there are any crumbs on there because it was so good you just ate with your mouth open. Pick it up and throw it in the trash. Makes things a little bit easier for the staff. Thank you very much. And with that, I will, much to all of your relief, get off the stage and give the bima back to the rabbi. Shabbat shalom.
As we begin to wind down our service, we do so with the words of Aleinu. So we'll turn to page 586 or page 282. Page 586, page 282. And I'll ask that we please rise physically or spiritually for the Aleinu. Please rise. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, Vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, vanachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai Lemelech Ushemo, Ushemo Echad. You may be seated. At this point in our service, our thoughts turn to those who have passed recently or in seasons past. Our community is mourning a number of people at this time. If I can get our computer to work. At this time, we remember the yard sites of the following individuals: Aim Edwards, Abraham Blinderman, Abraham Oren, Adelia Carey Namad, Bill Landisman, Diana Rochelle Ach, Dr. Max Levine, Ellen Mendel, Florence Leah, Harold Aaron Solomon Spector, Jeanette Levine, Joel Shapiro, Kenneth F. Newman, Leslie Swearingen, Lillian Zimmerman, Marcus Gwinsberg, Minnie M. Rosenstein, Morris Cohen, Nancy Begost, Ned Mahler, Rochelle T. Wachowski, Raymond Ellerson Jacobs, Rebecca Cohen, Roy Earl, Ruth Levy, Ruth Melamad, Samuel Jaffe, Samuel Solomon Fischel, Sarah Wank, Shirley Perlman, Sol Cohen, Stanley Wachowski, Sylvia Gill Levinson, Sylvia Goldman Solitar, and Thomas Edward Drum. If you are in a period of mourning or observing a yard site, or if I happen to mispronounce the name of your loved one, I'll ask that you please share their names with us now. If it is your custom to rise for Mourner's Kaddish, I will invite you to do so. We are going to be on page 598. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chai yichon u'b'yom echon, u'v'chayei v'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shlam rab v'shvach ve'alnam almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtavach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shmei zekudasha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushvachata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlam rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Zichrona Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Amen. I'm going to invite us to make our way as much as possible into the middle of the aisle. Maybe we can make sure that everyone's got enough space around you. If folks are comfortable, if your neighbor's comfortable, maybe you put arms around one another. We're going to send you out with some words of shalom with the song, O Say Shalom.
O say shalom bimroma, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel bimru amen. O say shalom bimroma, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel bimru amen. Yai lai hai 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 Shalom bimroma, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Before we break in the back and enjoy that beautiful oneg sponsored by the Margolin family, thank you very much, we are going to do Kiddush and Motzi. So it is my pleasure to invite Mr. Elijah to lead us in Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon, inhilanu, zikaron le'masei v'reishit, ki hu yom tefila, le'mikraei kodesh, zeher litziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol hamim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, kinhaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashavat.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Take a drink.
Take a sip.
Yes, go for it. I'm going to hand things over to our challah maven.
Oh, wow. So, so Elijah likes music, and I was trying to think of something different. I have made notes before, so I decided to give him a score. So there it is.
Get a picture. Elijah, get a picture. Okay. All right, we ready?
Can you sing the notes, then? Look, I don't.
Perfect, that's going to get a picture. All right, take it away. Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, v'te'ah
Avod. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us. Please join us in the back for oneg, sponsored by the Margolin family. Please join us tomorrow morning as we celebrate Elijah's bar mitzvah. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Ya da 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 da.